Who you know matters, and who knows you also matters, because who they know also matters, and also who you don't know also matters. And in this life, you need the right people to introduce you. One partnership can multiply your income. One introduction can change your entire life. One conversation can open a door that education can never open. The case of Oprah Winfrey is that she actually creates relationships that create visibility, because she's in the media space. And visibility creates opportunities. Opportunities create wealth. Networking mistakes can keep people poor over time. Remember, the word acronym for poor, P-O-O-R, is passing over opportunities repeatedly.
Welcome to the Julius Aroba Podcast, a platform for conversations on leadership, innovation, artificial intelligence, and global development.
Hi there, welcome to this morning masterclass again. I remain your host, and my name is Dr. Julius Aroba, and I hope you've actually been more better and better every week as we have been holding your hand on this journey on how to make, how to manage, and how to multiply money in all various aspects of life. And in this masterclass of today, I want to talk about the universal wealth formula. What kind of formula can we actually use that is universal for everything that we do? Professors, engineers, bankers, professionals, entrepreneurs, industrialists, governments, every one of them are actually doing one thing or the other when it comes to business. But when we're talking about some of these things, it now boils down to your network and your networks, which is the topic of what we're going to be treating today. And when we talk about this, it depends on the relationship advantage, how you create a relationship, walk through the network, and also your circle that determines your success. So let's go into the major point of today, which is a lot of people sometimes they ask me, they talk about how did you be able to craft the code of networking? It takes you just 1 minute, 2 minutes. You are able to establish and crack the 4 walls that people have actually set within themselves. And when you are able to bring value to the table, you can actually be able to know. Again, when we talk about your network, it's your net worth. A lot of various people on earth have actually been able to misplace some of these priorities. And this is why distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs or professionals or business leaders or future wealth creators, I want to tell you that I want you to make use of this topic as one of those things that's going to help you in life. Because this has changed a lot of lives. It has even changed a lot of capital. It has changed a lot of education. Because your talent, your opportunity is what they call your network, is your net worth. Now, what is your network and what is your net worth is a big question that you are actually here to be able to overarch. Maybe you're on the YouTube channel today and you're actually listening to this. I want you to do me a favor. Just click on the subscribe button, follow, share. And so that the algorithm will be able to know that you are actually learning something more brilliant and it's adding value to you and to your network. So let's go to the order of the day. When we talk about your network is your net worth. And again, when we talk about these major keywords, there's a lot of things that people actually look out for when we talk about your network is your network. When you look at a lot of people, when you've been given birth to, there is a lot of things that you've got to do to be able to build yourself. Everything starts from knowledge. Everything starts from the kind of books. Everything starts from the kind of content that you consume, because we are what we eat. And I don't know what kind of thing you eat on a daily basis. And this forms your character. It forms your value. It forms the kind of decision that you make in life. Even the school you attend, or the kind of network or club or society, or the kind of groups that you belong to. Is it that you belong to a particular group that is adding value to you, or they actually depreciate in you? This is also one of the major points I'm going to be leaving out with you. There are 3 major works that you've got to take note of in this life, which is your network, your hard work, and your smart work. Now, a lot of people have smart work, a lot of people have hard work, a lot of people have network, but they don't have everything in symbiosis. And everything needs to actually form what I call a symbiosis relationship, where if you are able to have a smart work plus hard work with also your network, it's going to be able to give you wealth in a technical way. There are people that are very hardworking, smart working, but they lack the network. You see them, they work every day and they also do everything they do. They are putting in the smart work in it, but they don't have the right network. They created a product that can actually be useful for everybody, but they don't have that kind of network where a club where they can actually distribute those products. And the kind of product they create, maybe it's for a particular class of people. You've got to be able to determine what kind of network you belong to, what kind of products are people going to be able to. And again, on the other hand, a lot of us actually have good products, but we lack the network. If you're going to be successful in life, you've got to have the right network. Do you hear me? The right network. Yes, you can working hard, you can be very smart, but you actually lack that network. And again, in this age and time, a lot of people also have good products, and also they have network, but the network is very small. And again, because all of these people are just your colleague at work, or your workplace, your school work, or maybe a particular group that you belong to, or your classmates, or your church members, or the mosque, or the kind of society you belong to. But they're very small, they are minuscule of the right network that you need to belong to. So what do you do? In this world of today that we are in, it's not easy to grow up to that place. Somebody must actually lift your hand up so that you can actually be introduced to the right place, which means we go up, but people are always brought up. No matter how you go up, you've got to have somebody to introduce you. That's why before you actually came to this earth, somebody needs to actually bring you up. Somebody has to give birth to you, have to train you the principles, the values, and how you can be able to go. They send you through the schools of life. Before you know it, then you make decisions. And now, for you to be able to have that value creation, somebody needs to bring you up. And that is why I always say in our classes and in our master classes that there is difference between apprenticeship, mentorship, and also your coachingship. Now, when we talk about this, it depends on the kind of ship that you have. Do you have the right relationship? Do you have the right mentorship? Do you have the right apprenticeship? Do you have the right network that people can actually introduce you to? Now, again, a lot of people in this way that we are actually looking out for, you have guidance, you have parents, you have people that through a foster care, they actually help you, they bring you up, so that in life, you can actually be introduced and be brought up to a right network. That is why we have mentors, we have sponsors, and also there are people or persons who will open doors that you don't know because they own the key. By a phone call, or by a message, or by email, or by a letter of introduction, your breakthrough can actually come from that. Now, don't forget the topic we're treating today. It's called your network, your net worth. Now, when people say you are the average of 4 or 5 people you speak to on a daily basis, or the kind of books that you read on a daily basis, and how you're able to introduce or also produce a report from it, that is what they say, that you are a product of what you eat. Don't forget that FIFO LIFO, what you eat is what you give. But do you have the right network? Do you have the right network? Do you have the right association that can actually help you to be able? There are mentors as well. There are a lot of people, again, a lot of people actually have what I call open doors for you, but they will recommend you or introduce you to kind of network that you need to be able to have that. And this is how the world works. In this world of today, somebody needs to be able to introduce you to that network, to that place where you need to belong to, which is what I call the right place of decisions of life. And again, no matter how you know, no matter the kind of people you know, no matter the kind of books that you read, when you look at everybody in this world today, you find out that everybody goes to where they're actually welcomed. The likes of Elon Musk, the likes of Jeff Bezos, and all the likes, they all move together because it's better to associate yourself with the people you are in the same right frame of mind with, instead of you associating yourself with people who are not actually to that level that you belong to. Who you know matters, and who knows you also matters, because who they know also matters, and also who you don't know also matters. And in this life, you need the right people to introduce you to the right network so that you can. And some of you are in the network of people who are not going anywhere. You can belong to a network of people that are not going anywhere, and you become stagnant. The same thing year to year, week to week, month to month. At the end of the day, you are not able to get those kind of opportunity to get those things. You must have the right keys to get. So you must always have the keys. You need to actually find the right network that they have the right keys that can introduce. Many people believe in wealth that is primarily a result of hard work, but truly, hard work is important, but hard work is not the only way that can get you to where you want to get to. You can be hardworking, but you might lack the smart working system. Now, you find out that guy on the streets, maybe when you're driving out in the morning, you see that guy is always hardworking. He's putting a lot of physical work. But the smart work is not there because he doesn't have a system to be able to put these things in places. You can actually be very hardworking. You put every effort into the products and services. You market them every day, but you don't have a system, which is what I call smart working. Those who have the right smart work plus the right smart hard work will actually get to certain places. Imagine in the world where we live today, in the world of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has actually helped to democratize everything we do in this world. You can be at the comfort of your home and be controlling over 400, 500 people within the network. And you can actually make sure they even have those products as the CEO of their own business. Whereas because there are networks and structures and principles that have been put in place that's going to help them to get to where they want to get to. And remember, hard working is not the only thing that you've got to put in. You need the right smart network. But again, make sure you are part of what I'm going to be advising you today, is that you've got to belong to the right profession, professional body of whatever you do. And the professional network, because in a professional body, there's a professional network. A lot of you actually belong to a professional body, but you don't belong to the professional networking part of that body. And even of your career or your organizations, by fully involved in what they do, find out who are the major key players in that industry that are coordinating this particular area. Maybe you are in the area of academics or you are in the area of entrepreneurship. You've got to find out what are people doing, who are the key decision makers in this particular stratosphere that can help you to catapult you or introduce you to get to. And how do you do that? You've got to be fully involved. You've got to be able to know to join those clubs. Maybe in that same profession, they have a club. Maybe, for example, a golf club, or perhaps they have a system AI club, or they have a particular associations that they belongs to. You've got to be able to say, you know what? You need a mentor in that group in terms of mentorship segmentations, because there are many things that happen in a professional body. Only if you join them, that is when you will know. Remember, you can be part of professional body, you might not be part of professional network. You've got to ask that who are the key decision makers or the gatekeepers in that place. If you want to become successful in life, you need the right network. Do you get that? There are a lot of networks, but you've got to know which one is the right network. Others believe that wealth is a result of intelligence, but it is not. Wealth, it actually is an informed. Some people believe that wealth comes from luck, but truly, it might not be. Luck may play a role, but it might not be a significant one. But history has actually been repeated over time that shows that wealth often flows through relationship. You remember, your network, your net worth. Now, relationship can actually open up a lot of things for you. There is a book I want to recommend for you who are actually listening, who are on this live today, that are actually listening or watching this podcast, or also listening to our weekly nugget that we always give. You've got to know how to be able to bring value to relationship. When you meet people, you don't just want to say, this is what I do, this is what they do. No, you've got to be able to study them. You've got to be able to see what kind of need they have. You've got to see what kind of things they do, what kind of services they render. And you now look for a way to add value to them. And how do you do that? You join by saying, I would like to volunteer for your group. I would like to be part of that network, to be able to see if I can be of greater value to you. By the time you bring a lot of value to the table, they have no choice to be able to introduce you and to induce you or induct you into the group of that place. But it comes from you bringing value to the table. Poor minds always want cash, but a very wealthy mind or a deep mind always want to be able to create value. So today, what value are you creating? What value are you creating? Remember, your network is your net worth. Let's play another thing here. Also, your network determines your net worth. And I will take it step by step further so that you can actually know. Remember, your circle determines your ceiling. When I mean your ceiling, it determines how far you can go. The kind of circle that you have determine the kind of people that will be within the network that you belong to. And again, the people around you will always influence what you think. And that is what I talk, your habits, your opportunities, your confidence, and ultimately your financial future. Because if the people around you are those that are actually thinking thousands, which means you can actually go beyond thousands in terms of intelligence and solutions. If people around you are people that are actually thinking of greater values, of enormous values for people of the network, it means your habits, it means your opportunities that are going to be within your area are going to be very much, and you're going to be more confident. And again, also, remember, one of the wealthiest men in history, Andrew Carnegie, he actually once said that no man will make a great leader who wants to do it all by himself. No man is an island. Just like the word you always hear that a tree can never make a forest. A tree will always need a network of trees to be able to replicate themselves. Just like human on earth, a man and a woman must actually be able to network together to be able to provide and to be able to have a lot of network of networks. In one of these things, success is really a solo journey. There's no how you want to create wealth in this age and time alone. You create wealth by collaborating with people. Only people that go far are those that are not competing, but those that are collaborating. Poor people always like to compete with themselves, but the rich people and rich minds always want to look for a way of how to be of great value to their network and their net worth. Again, every great entrepreneurs, investors that you've seen in this world, executives, leaders, have benefited from strategic relationship in this world of today and time. And that is why you've got to ask a lot of questions. Now, I'm going to ask you a big question, which is why your circle determines your success. There is an important truth that we always tell people. People becomes like the people that they spend time with. You become a product of whatever you actually surround yourself with. The conversation around you become your mindset, because the kind of conversation you have will make you over time. If you're a negative person, if you're not somebody that look at positive values, which means you can't go for a life. The mindset becomes your mindset, become your decisions in life. And if you spend time with complainers, you will begin to complain as time goes on. If you spend time with those who are visionaries, who wants to take over the global space, you begin to think more bigger and bigger. And again, if you spend time with those who are investors, you begin to see everywhere you go opportunities, just like the way we always see on daily basis. If you spend time with people who are successful entrepreneurs, your business thinking will always expand. And one mentor can save your 10 years of mistakes. And that is why mentorship is always very good. Remember, in the trees of life, mentorship, apprenticeship are very key in anything you do. One introduction can change your entire career trajectories. And that's why a lot of people go for conferences, people go for seminars, people go for networking, people go for different things so that they can actually be able to see new people on new base. If you don't travel, you cannot get the right network. One conversation can actually open doors that education alone can never open for you. Imagine you actually met somebody at a conference where you're actually asking them about some of these things that has to do with how do you do this, and the person is telling you, you know what, I'm from Switzerland, or I'm from United States of America, and you are from a place that is not even belonging to those areas. But do you know that after that relationship of conversation, when they get to their destination, they're going to remember it, because you've exchanged contacts, you've actually been able to get their emails, and you've been able to check and do a research about them. Maybe you're a career person, or perhaps you are somebody that is actually selling a product or creating products and services that you think you want to be able to upscale. These are some of the things that you've got to do. Again, one partnership can multiply your income. One introduction can change your entire life. One conversation can open a door that education can never open. The greatest opportunity in life, other than travel, is for you to be able to travel through people. It's for you to be able to know and let people introduce you to the right network. Now, let's go back to some biblical principles when we talk about networking. In the Bible, in the book of Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20, actually say, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fool suffers harm. If you look at that, Proverbs 13:20, which says we need to walk with people that are wise. This verse actually teaches us to be able to know that success will always leave clues to whatever you do in life. Again, let's look at another one again, which is Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. Says two are better than one because they have good return for their labor. Now, poor people don't like to collaborate. They don't like to go into relationship with people because they want to be able to make the money alone. If God can actually say, you know what, I want to design people to work together with people. Right from creation in the book of Genesis was actually about when God created Adam. He looked for Eve to be able to have collaboration. And when God, in the book of Genesis chapter 1, he said, let us create. It didn't mean that I am going to create. It means I want a network. It means that God understands the universal law of unification, collaboration, and partnership. Now, partnership creates multiplications. One person has knowledge, the other person has capital, and the other person has connections, and another person has the technical skills. And together, every one of them, the technical, the partnership, the collaborator, and the capital ventures can actually collaborate together to become an entity. Another verse again in the Bible is in the book of Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17, which says, an iron sharpeneth irons. Iron sharpens iron. So one person sharpens another. The cycle you should challenge yourself is avoid people who only tells you what you want to hear. Seek for people who want to help you to grow. Because remember, a dull iron can never sharpen the other. You've got to be able to look for how you can be of great value. How do you sharpen yourself? You've got to be able to see this guy has got products that you can actually. We're going to look at so many case studies, about 3 case studies before we finish this masterclass for today. Again, when we talk about some of these things, the challenge here is you've got to know how you can seek other people to be able to grow in life. Now, in the book of Proverbs, in the book of Luke chapter 5, verse 7, one says, so they signaled their partners in other boats to come and help them. And Peter, actually, the miracle required partnership. You know, when Jesus was actually beckoning on Peter on the boat, it was actually beckoning on partnership. They became a blessing to too much for one boat to actually, because that boat was actually too light. Many people pray for bigger opportunity in life, but they fail to build bigger relationship. Remember, your network is your net worth. And that is what we're discussing today. Your relationship will always make way for you. Now, wealth is created through value network. If you're not somebody that adds value to people, there is no how you can be able to get the right solution to whatever you need. And most people focus on money. And successful people focus on relationship. And money follow values. And again, value often travels through network. When I want to tell you, jobs come from true networks. Because people have had a lot of students of my mentees that have introduced to a lot of network without them even knowing who the CEO is. But through that introduction, some of them actually get settled for life because I've developed relationship over the sporadic year of 40 years and beyond. Partnership comes from a network. And partnerships come from clients that comes through the network of networks. And mentorship comes through their networks. And also investors come through networks. And businesses opportunity come through networks. The richest people in the world are connected to powerful ecosystem. And that is why they understand that relationships are assets. You've got to think through. Now, let's look at some case study today. As I always mention in our masterclass, there is a lady or a woman, a powerful woman that was called Oprah Winfrey in the United States of America. She's a successful woman who was not actually building businesses or wealth alone. What she has done in her early career in life is that she developed a strategic relationship with producers, media executives, even business leaders and industry influencers. And through the network, when she has a show, she brings them on board. And that network actually helps her to actually expand more and her influence become a regional, a country-based relationship. And that network eventually helped her to create partnership of televisions, of opportunities, and publishing ventures and investment opportunity. But the lesson I want to give you here today from the case of Oprah Winfrey is that she actually creates relationships that create visibility because she is in the media space. And visibility creates opportunities. Opportunities create wealth. Many talented people remain unknown because they remain disconnected. Now, imagine you have a TV station and you're able to use it today, Oprah Winfrey is actually one of those that is sponsoring motherless homes, children that does not have value, as at one point she's able to become their sponsor today through her network. Another case study is that of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, which are founders of they are founders, and both of them, they are two people with complementary strengths connected together. Steve Jobs, we all know, he had vision, he had marketing ability, he had business instincts, and whereas Steve Wozniak actually had engineering genius. And at the end of the day, both of them actually create the same impact. Together they built Apple. And the lesson here is that success is not finding people who are exactly like you. No, you don't want to find people that are exactly like you. You want to find people that have more better network than you are. They know people that you don't know. They can actually do things that you can't do, which means you can complement each other's strength, weakness. Where you have strength, the other person has weakness, and where the person has weakness, you can actually be a strength to that person. So, success is finding people whose strengths complement yours. Many entrepreneurs fail because they try to do everything by themselves. You can never do everything by yourself. You need people to be able to build things together. For a house or a building to stand, you need engineers, you need architects, you need surveyors, you need builders, you need contractors, you need security, you need different things. For one structure to stand, that product, which is a house, in the real estate space, I will leave you to it. Imagine it. Do you think it's easy to build it alone? You can't do it alone. Third case study we're going to be discussing today, again, is about that of Alibaba and Jack Ma, the owners and founders who are actually one of the major richest people in China. And also, what actually helped them to excel is that they bring people together. They connected people together. They assembled talent partners, engineers, investors, advisors, and so on and so forth. And their network eventually became Alibaba Group today. And do you know that the Alibaba Group is one of the largest e-commerce in China and also in the space of Africa today? The lesson here is that wealth is actually often created by connecting talent rather than processing all by yourself, all the talent by yourself. Your ability to build relationship become more valuable than your technical ability. So now let's talk about the final phase of what you need, the kind of people you need that every work creator needs in anything we need. One of them is mentor. What does mentor do? Mentor have already traveled the road. They've made mistakes and they help people to avoid costly mistakes. And 1 hour with the right mentor can save you years of struggle. Number 2 is connectors. Connectors, these are people who knows everyone. They know people that you don't know. They can connect you. They can introduce you to opportunities around you or beyond. Nevertheless, they underestimate the value of connector. Number 3 is the experts. Now, the experts, what do they do? They are people like lawyers, accountants, doctors, and so on and so forth. These people strengthen your decision making in your business from day to day. Number 4 are the visionaries. What do they do? The visionaries, they are people that actually challenge your thinking method. They are people that help you to see opportunities where you see problems. They are people that actually give you more solution to your excuses. And they are people that push you towards becoming more better, which is towards your excellence. Now, when we've talked about this, how do we conclude it today? Remember, networking mistakes can keep people poor over time. Remember, the word acronym for POOR, P-O-O-R, is passing over opportunities repeatedly. Only networking when you need something is very bad. You don't only network with people when you need something. Relationships should be cultivated through opportunities that arrive. And again, you've got to give value first. You've got to serve first. You've got to volunteer first. And that way, when you add value to people, people can actually open their door to you. Number 2 is staying in the same circle forever. You don't want to stay in the same geolocation where you've been. Growth requires you to exposure. You've got to expose yourself over time. You've got to learn new opportunities, new environment. You've got to travel. You've got to attend conferences. You've got to join business groups. You've got to participate in professional opportunities and association because this will expand your circle. Number 4, focusing on status instead of value. Don't ask, what can I get? You've got to say, how can I help? How can I be of great value to you? The most successful network are generous. Number 4, before we round up, is many opportunities are lost because people fail to follow up. Sometimes, the reason why you have been struggling in this area for long is not because you can't be successful. It's because anything that you bring that is on your table, you're always comfortable with it. If you're not uncomfortable with whatever you have, you can never be successful in life. You've got to leave the place of comfortability to the place where you're actually looking for greater value for people. And again, your mindset, your brain goes into a stage where it needs to be expanded. Because if it is not expanded, if it is not stressed, if it is not opening you to greater things that expand your mind, you can't be able to. And what do? When mentors, connectors, technical experts, and also all of these people has actually been able to help you, you've got to actually know how to write a simple thank you email. You've got to give gifts to them. You've got to be able to have a follow-up call with them. And this small action will also create something great for you. But I hope today you've actually been able to learn some of these greater things that can be of great value to whatever you do in life. Remember, your network is your network. I remain your host, your mentor, your coach, your mind surgeon, and I remain Dr. Julius Aroba. I'll see you again in our next masterclass. Goodbye for today and stay blessed. Shalom. God bless you. Bye-bye.